the screen to all of me on sound waves. You are now tuned into a brand new conversation, which can only be held here on the People's Princess podcast, the only home for those intimate and intentional conversations, surely to make you feel like royalty. Hosted by me, your HPIC or head princess in charge, creator of the both American and Global Beauty League, and most importantly, Chicago Cinderella, Amaya Kai. And I am officially welcoming back all of my American and Global Beauty League members to another conversation in the palace, but we are in another setting, as we are here at the Fort Valley State University, interviewing one of the greats,
Adrian Cunningham.
I didn't get to the intro yet, but we gonna get there. Yeah, I like how he excited. Like, because when I tell y'all, he was bugging me trying to get on this show. He bugged me. He literally chased me down. He chased me down in the cast. Like, I was not expecting that, but at least he's here, so I'm going to give him a small introduction. But y'all already know who he is, but I'm going to give y'all a little introduction of who the individual is. And he is originally from, as he likes to call it, the original 912 Statesboro, Georgia. And is also one of the biggest Boston Celtics fan ever. And Georgia dogs. Now, I'm not from Georgia, so I don't know the hype, so yeah. And also, he is the founder of one of the most amazing organizations on campus, which is Every Mind Matters, which was founded in June of 2022, and is also let me make sure I get this right. Are you a pre-elementary education major, or?
I'm a health and physical education major.
Why? I think it was education. I'm so sorry, but without further ado, I will allow this individual to introduce himself, although he does not need any introduction because y'all see this man every day.
You ready?
You can introduce yourself.
Okay. Sorry. Hey, y'all. I'm Adrian Cunningham, Jr., a graduating senior health and physical education major from Statesboro, Georgia. As she said, the real 912. And I am the founder of Every Mind Matters, and I just love to help people out.
Yay! And so, as you all know, this week is marking one of the biggest weeks for the SIAC, or as many do not know, the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, for against two football rivals for 34 years. We are talking the Fort Valley State University Wildcats and the Albany State University Golden Rams, in what we like to officially call the Fountain City Classic, which is held in Columbus, Georgia. And the People's Princess podcast has the honor of hosting the Fountain City Classic Special, where we'll be highlighting amazing individuals from both Fort Valley State and Albany State University, not only to hear their experiences leading up to the 34th Fountain City Classic, which will be held on Saturday, November 9th, 2024, of course, in Columbus, Georgia, and just to know who they think will win this year's Classic. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so before we get to that, kind of introduce me to who AC was before coming to Fort Valley State.
Okay, so originally from Statesboro, Georgia, so I'm a country boy. I don't know if y'all can tell in my accent, but I'm really country.
I could not tell.
You can't?
No.
That's crazy.
Because normally when I hear people talk, I don't listen to the accents at all.
I feel that. So, me growing up, I love football. That's why I'm in school, because I want to be a football coach / teacher. But football stopped in high school. But besides that, I just always been big on community service. So, helping out at the local, food banks, nursing homes, different things like that. And, I just have a heart for helping out people. That's really how I just always been.
And I like that, because normally when I hear different people's introductions, yours actually does line up with everybody else's. So to hear that, especially with you being the founder of Every Mind Matters, which we will get to in a little bit, it kind of shows not only your purpose, but your why behind that, and especially starting at a young age. So you like him. So going into this, let's kind of find this answer out. Why did you choose Fort Valley State?
So I'm not going to lie. It's crazy because football was the reason why. So the old coach, the old head coach, Maurice Flowers, so he didn't recruit me per se, but he had told me to come here and walk on. And so I was going to do that. But what ended up happening, it was my fault. I'm not going to lie. So I had stopped working out over the summer, and it's like I had lost all of the touch while other players who actually had been working out over the summer, like they had gained to step up on me. So like when I tried out, I wasn't in the best shape, and by that time I was just like, well, this might be over with for football. But I knew that that wasn't the end of life. Like I was upset because, like I said, I love football deep in my heart, but at the same time, I was like, Fort Valley, like the first time I came here, even though it was on a football visit, it was still like that family aspect. Like, I'll never forget it. I tell him all the time, Gary and Walker, like they were singing, the choir was singing in the sack for something. I don't know, but he's a part of the choir. If you're a student here, then you just know Gary Walker. It's like that's a walking legend right here. So Gary Walker, he came up to all of us, like got all of us up, and it just really felt like family. And so I just said, this must be. Plus, it wasn't too far. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but my options really were between Savannah, Albany, and this. So Savannah was 45 minutes from Statesboro, so I didn't want it to be too close. Albany was about like 3 hours. Like, that might be a little bit too far, but like Fort Valley was just right for it. So.
Because I was not expecting that. Because I will be really honest. Sometimes when I do talk to people, they be like, "That was my first choice." I was like, because I'll be honest, that was not my Fort Valley was not my first choice either.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Like I didn't even know what Fort Valley was until I want to say senior year of high school, like towards the tail end. So it's kind of amazing hearing your story, especially with that, and also the fact that he could have went to Albany State.
Unfortunately,
Ooh, you
it.
can't say that. You can't
it.
say. People from Albany State gonna be out here.
Okay, that's the
Albany
point.
State. I'm so sorry in advance. I'm trying to promote unity, but I mean, if you're a diehard Wildcat fan, you're a diehard Wildcat fan.
Right.
That's okay.
It's the same way for y'all. Y'all gonna be saying "bump the Wildcats." Well, that ain't what y'all gonna be saying, but you know what y'all gonna be saying.
So going into that, especially in terms of how you have seen yourself grow, what has been the difference between freshman AC versus AC now?
I would say my main thing is not living for people's approval. Mm-hmm. So that would be the biggest thing. So it's fine if I get a little bit personal.
It's okay. Yeah, this show, too personal. And I will say for anybody who is watching, this show is definitely open for anybody to have. Like I said, it's an intimate and essential conversation, so you can say whatever you want as long as it's not derogatory.
Yeah. So no derogatory comments or whatever, but this past spring, I made a decision that's looked down upon most because I'm at HBCU, but I was a part of a fraternity. God led me to the announce. We can get into that conversation later, but for purposes of this podcast, like I said, I obey God, but a lot of people didn't believe that. A lot of people believe, all the different things that come with that. Like, I faced a lot of persecution, but through it all, like I see that God, like He gave me that testimony for a reason. Mm-hmm. So, I tell people all the time when people come up to me and be like, "How could you do that and still be active on campus?" Because it's because the work doesn't stop. Like just because I was a part of that, that wasn't everything. The part of like I still have hard work. I still have determination. My morals are still at the top of everything. I still love everybody, that has persecuted me because, like, Jesus Christ, that's what He calls us to be. And if you know me, then like it gets hard. It's hard, like, still loving when people talk about you and all these different things. But I try to be that example because we have a lot of people who are so-called Christians who are not really living the example of how they're supposed to. But I try to be that light in darkness.
And I'm not in it. And if y'all are looking at my face in the visual, I'm not doing it because, like, that's me. But normally when I hear people's stuff, and I hate talking in between everything because I love hearing from people, but it's really just interesting because, mind y'all, I did not know AC at all until, I want to say, recently?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, until recently. And a lot of the times when I've seen him, he always just been so, like, inspirational. He's always just been the type of person where if you see him, he's always doing something on campus. He's at every event. He is always promoting everyone. And most importantly, he's making a name for himself outside of that. So I do want to give you your flowers before you graduate. And I just want to say you are doing an amazing thing. And if you have not heard this, you're going to hear this right now from me. Whatever you feel like you need to do, just keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because every mind matters is just the beginning. And you could I definitely see you doing something self outside of that. Maybe a conference. I don't know.
It's crazy because that might be in the works for campus. It might be. But y'all ain't hearing from me. Y'all ain't hearing from me.
Not be getting the exclusive. I'm glad though. Like, I definitely see Every Mind Matters going into that. So we are going to transition into that focal point. What kind of gave you the idea to not only create Every Mind Matters, but did you anticipate the impact that it has right now on campus?
So let me answer both questions. So I'm going to answer that last question first.
Okay.
So I did not see it anticipating it within 2 years to be what it's done. So the focal point, the psychology club has increased its participation now. But when I first found it in 2022, like the psychology club was almost, I don't want to say dead because I don't want to sound disrespectful, but like they just weren't active. And so I was thinking like, you know, at the time I needed something on campus, but I was like, you know, my old counselor, well, he's still my counselor, but he doesn't work here anymore, but he worked in the wellness center here at Fort Valley, Dr. John Carter. He told me something that stuck with me. He said, be the change you want to see. And so I was like, okay. So I'll never forget it. It was this one night I had went to sleep, you know, just regular casual sleep. And I kid you not, in my dream, God planted like Every Mind Matters, and He planted the whole like presentation of us winning the award that we just won this past spring. Like a lot of people don't know that. Only Every Mind Matters knows that. Like, I kid you not, like no lie. I know some people probably see this and be like, "He lying," but nah, I mean that.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, I'm talking about the outfit I wore, the outfit my members wore, and everything. It went down to a T, and it was like, okay, I heard the name Every Mind Matters, but it was like, you know, at the time when I woke up, I just wrote it down. Like, you know, it reminded me of the verse, it's in Habakkuk, I know that.
Write the vision and make it plain.
That's it. Yep. That's it. And so I just wrote it down, made it plain, and I went to those specific members. Now, mind you, I had talks with them about mental health. So, like, my original charter board, I originally went to Aria Bateman and Ashanti Mitchell, and it was just them two originally as my original charter board. But when I called the first meeting that fall, Kayla Terrell came to the meeting too because she's best friends with Aria Bateman.
Okay.
And so then after that, we needed one more member. But when we had our first event, it was only the four of us. But not that first event, that second event, Tara Sullivan, she came and, you know, she was actually a participant in the event. But, like, it touched her so deeply, and she was like, let me be on the e-board. So she ended up becoming my vice president. And this past spring, we just ended our, you know, 2-year reign as, like, the e-board at Every Mind Matters.
Okay.
But it was just crazy because, like, when we walked into the ceremony, I'm talking about this past spring or whatever, like, it was like I said, everything was to a T. And, like, I was in the seats telling them, like, this got to be nothing but God because y'all are wearing exactly what, like, you know, was shown. Like, it was like everybody was there. And so when we won, like no disrespect to, you know, CLM and Urge are great awards. Like, you know, no doubt. No.
I'm like, wait a minute now, because you know how people don't take it. Yeah. But like you said, no disrespect. Everybody good, though.
No. They're great awards, but I like because of that dream that I kind of knew what was gonna happen. And but like I said, no disrespect to like, and I talked to Kennedy and Jonah like already, like you know, like I have no disrespect toward their awards. They're doing great things on campus. But long story short, Every Mind Matters is just you know org to give people the space that like otherwise they would not have on campus.
Right.
Like I say this all the time. It's so important to have community. Like, when you face battles alone, it's easier for the enemy, which otherwise known as Satan, to attack you. But when you have, a strong community, it's like you can fight together, you can pray together, whatever your, different method is, and that's what Every Mind Matters is here for. And I did not expect it to be like this just in 2 years. For it to just be 2 years old, I did not expect it because, most orgs, it takes at least 5 years to get some type of, what's the word? Like,
notoriety, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be the word. Notoriety. But, like, Every Mind Matters, I kid y'all not, like, it hit the ground running. And, like, it surprised my e-board, too, because, like, we had seen other, we didn't expect it to go the way it did, but we're grateful for it. And I want to give a shout out to my new e-board now because they're doing a thing this year as well. The president is Raven Edwards. The vice president is Imani. I don't know your last name, so I'm not going to say it. Just don't look at me like that. No, I know her last name. No, I know her last name.
Imani, we love you. We love you regardless.
You know what I meant, Imani. Don't mind her.
Don't mind me.
I'm saying
you're the one giving the names.
Okay. I'll give first name.
No, you can do what you're doing.
President Raven Edwards, Vice President Imani, Social Media Chair Shakira Harold, the committee chair is Penny Smalls. Yes, her name is Penny.
That's actually cute. Oh.
The event coordinator is now Brielle Ashley.
That's my friend.
The treasurer is Janiyah Sims. And let me make sure that is. Oh yeah, sorry. And secretary is Ashley Mobley. So that's the new e-board. I want to give a shout out to them because I always tell them all the time, like you're doing exactly because we always have an end of the year cookout. We collab with Boys to Men, and this year we're going to try to collab with NCNW as well. But just the end of the year cookout, just to celebrate a great year because we put in a lot of work. So that's like kind of like the reward for that. But we had talked, like my e-board had talked to them, because that's when elections happened. That's how they got elected and different things. And just told them, like, continue this. We're not, like, fighting for no award. We're fighting just to make sure that people have a voice, to hear themselves. And so I want to say that I'm proud of y'all and keep doing what y'all doing.
I have to give y'all my claps too because I will definitely say, especially with the Letters of Hope event that y'all did recently, that was absolutely one of my favorite events. And I will tell you this, I didn't even know I needed that because during that time I was going through a lot in terms of, I will be honest with y'all because this is my show. I honestly almost quit doing this. I did because at times it got discouraging because honestly, as an HBCU student, I felt as if like I didn't have enough support. But knowing that, you and other people were seeing like, hey, I want to be on your show, it meant a lot. So I do want to say thank you for talking to. I don't know if you gave your e-board that idea or whatever it was.
Like, one thing about it is, see, I'm in my final semester, so I've been so busy completing my thing. So I told them I'm not going to be that founder of an organization that's like, because basically it's like, if I was to do that, I wouldn't be giving Raven her full presidency.
Yeah.
It would be like, we're coinciding. And I told them from the jump, it's not going to be like that. All I asked them is just keep me updated on everything, which they keep me updated on everything, But as far as the rules and the different ideas, like, it's 6 different people who, had to get replaced. So what me and my original e-board did is going to be different from their e-board. And next year, because some of them graduate in the spring, next year, whoever on the e-board is going to be different from them. So I don't mind the different ideas. just make sure that we're active, you know, and that we're not being stagnant.
Okay. And I ain't saying okay like that, but like you dropping gems for real. You dropping it, and I ain't gonna say clock at you because I'm gonna just say stamp it.
So if you see this, that's your quote.
Stamp that. Stamp that. Stamp that. Sealed it. Whatever else.
Love the email. Love the email.
Yeah, we have to definitely give y'all flowers, especially to the current e-board and to everybody else, because we gotta show love, especially to those who don't feel appreciated. And love y'all always. And also shout out to the members as well from Every Mind Matters. Y'all gotta get y'all flowers too, because
without y'all, it would be no less. Tell y'all that all the time. And just real quick. So I just Every Mind Matters. I want to say this to every student, anywhere, anybody listen to this.
Of course.
Be the change you want to see. So I see a lot of people that are complaining about all the different things, but what are you doing to put work in? So what are you doing to change that outcome? If you're sitting on your behind, nothing is going to come from that. So be the change you want to be. And I'm not even just talking about, you know, this election or anything. I'm talking about anything you put your mind to. Don't allow it. Let me tell you this. If I went off of what people tried to tell me I would and could not do, I wouldn't be in college, because I had people that told me that I would not make it to college, you know, and it wasn't even behavior-wise. It was just because of the, you know, race of me, skin color. That's the reason why. But look at all the things I'm doing. Like I said, I'm from Statesboro. So if you know about Statesboro, it's a lot of people who think there that stay there their whole life. I said that wasn't going to be my story. I said somehow I'm going to be different. And, you know, whatever pathway God has you to go, then follow that pathway, because He has your whole life in His hands.
And like I said before, stamp that. Yes, I'm going to put that on the t-shirt. Stamp that. So another thing that I did forget to mention, that you are also a part of Boys to Men.
Oh, yes. So you want me to go into detail?
Can I get the question?
I got you.
Y'all, be like AC, because he's so ready, and I love that. No shade to other guests. I love all my guests equally, but he kind of giving y'all a run for y'all money. But so, if you can go into detail, what exactly is Boys to Men, and most importantly, how has that aided in your journey in becoming a Fort Valley State University student?
Okay, so Boys to Men is an all men's mentoring program. So we do a lot of different things, like, you know, car maintenance workshops, just workshops on, you know, brotherhood, you know, manhood, you know, and just knocking down all the different stereotypes. So, like, we accept all men. It doesn't matter what you are, who you are. We accept all men, and we just teach you, like, how to go about those different things. And I would say it's aided me so much because it's giving me community. Like, if you know my friend group, then you know the president of Boys to Men is my friend Sam, Justin Perry, Brandon Britt, Rylan Bagsby, just to name a few. There's so many more in Boys to Men. I'm so sorry. In Boys to Men. But I love Boys to Men because it's like we're all here and we all have a purpose. I would say that participation has grown, but it can never stop improving. So, you know, if you're a young male on this campus and you're looking for like something, you know, to really feel a part of, Boys to Men is the perfect organization for you, because it's going to teach you everything you need to know, and it's going to give you like-minded, you know, thought men, and it just helps out to be able to like express yourself amongst men and know, okay, he's dealing with this too, and like get different suggestions as well. Like, we're not just talking to talk, no, like we're there to help each other out. So that's what I'll say Boys to Men has done for me, and it's helped me out so much because it's given me like the confidence to do different things that I never would have done, because like you know, a lot of young men, unfortunately, don't take their mental health seriously. So, like, being able to collab with Every Mind Matters and Boys to Men and put on, like, men's mental health, mental health talk, like, it just changed my whole perspective on different things because, like, a lot of the young men, they don't feel comfortable talking in front of the women because of, reasons. But when it's just the young men in that intimate session, like, people are really, like, vulnerable and, like, really, like, you get to hear, like, dang, like, we're all here. Like, it could be a person, like, somebody like me or Sam or any student leader who you think just has it all together because they're always inspirational, but you just don't know behind closed doors what they're dealing with. So that's why I always say it's so important to have community to help you out during hard times.
Stamp that, especially on that last part. Yeah. But that's so real, though, because I honestly feel like a lot of people need to hear that, especially from your standpoint, in terms of how, you created it, especially not created it, my bad, y'all, but created Every Mind Matters, and also you were in a club that allowed you to be influenced to create that. So I definitely do agree with you, especially with how a lot of people don't know what goes on outside of it. So with that in mind, it allows you to see, okay, this person's going through this. How can I bring them up in a certain way? And that's absolutely interesting. And I also feel like everybody needs to hear that because y'all be thinking that we got it together and we don't. And honestly, that's okay because especially as HBCU students, especially with how we are people of color, it's very important to have these conversations and not only have these conversations, but be vulnerable and intentional with these conversations because, and I'm going to be honest when I say this, if you say the wrong word, it's going to go down. But honestly, once we hear these conversations more, I feel like it's going to become the new normal. So if I do want to transition into that, how do you see the things that you have not only just built, but how do you see it becoming the new normal after you leave? And to sum that up, what would you feel like your legacy at Fort Valley would be once you walk across that stage?
So once I walk across that stage, I believe my legacy will be that I was inspirational for sure. That's one.
Yeah.
Talented, and I always try to reach everybody. Like, one thing about it is, if you walk around this campus, I guarantee that 90% of the campus will say I have not only reached out to them, but I have been some type of inspiration because that's just the type of person I am. I love to help people, and for all my student leaders who sometimes get tired, you never know what you did to, like, you might not see the fruits of it. So, for example, I've been able to see the fruits of Every Mind Matters growing, but I might not be able to see the fruits of Boys to Men, reaching that attendance level I want to be. But that's okay because you want to plant that seed, right? So you want to plant the seed, allow it to water, which means, give it time to be consistent. I feel like consistency is the main thing. I feel like people know me as consistent and just somebody who's humble. I feel like anybody that knows me and truthfully talking, don't have nobody who don't really like me. If they really, I said it. If they really, really know AC, then they know that AC is very humble. And I also love to talk to understand other point of view. Like, it's not just my point of view. It's because I have to get to, in order to understand somebody, you have to understand their point.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of times, just while I've been on campus, I have seen a lot of student leaders or a lot of students in general who, like, only looking at it from their point of view. But it's like, you got to look at it when you're talking to people, you got to look at it from the broad landscape because it's like, okay, we're not raised the same. We didn't go through the same struggles that made us this way. Like, every lesson is going to teach you either in a positive or negative way. So somebody might have had a traumatic experience that shaped their mind to be this way. And you have to, if you're trying to get to understand them, you have to place yourself in their shoes. I feel like a lot of times we don't go by the golden rule, which is treat others how you want to be treated. We just treat others how we think we want to be treated. That's how we do. But we say, like, for example, let me give a good example just to give some background.
Okay.
Like, we say we want somebody to keep it real with us, but when we're wrong, we don't want to take the accountability. And I'll raise my hand first on that because
I'm raising my hand too.
Like straight up, like that's something that God has had to deal with me on. But in that same breath, that's where growth comes. So it's, going back to that person, taking accountability and be like, I didn't want to hear in the moment, but you were just trying to help me out in the long run. And what you'll see a lot of times is those friends who sugarcoat things with you aren't your friends, and all it takes is one real situation to throw them out the way. But those friends that's going to hold you accountable, they're going to be there through thick and thin. And like that's what happened. When I dealt with the whole situation in the spring with denouncing, those real friends who were holding me accountable, those were those same friends defending me. And then those friends who was only friends because I had the letters at the time, they they went off, but I kind of all enjoyed because it really showed me, like in my darkest hour, it really showed me who, God had placed to be in my life. So.
God dog it, Pastor. God dog.
It's crazy. Let me comment on that real quick. It's crazy because a lot of people say pastor, like if God leads me there.
I see it though. I will be really honest. I see it because like when I tell you how you're talking is making sense. Mind you, I don't know if everything you're saying, is off the top of the dome or like whatever. But it seems like everything you're saying, especially right now, is intentional. Yeah. So I definitely see you as a minister, a pastor.
I'm going to just go off of what God has for me. I'm not saying that I'll be that, but if that's God's will for my life, I'll obey.
Yeah. But y'all, seriously, I definitely feel like what you're saying is absolutely true. And to be really honest, we do need to hear these things because with this platform, it's very important that I express the point that everything that is said is not only just to be cherished, but to be held to a high point because everybody's opinion not only just matters, but in every opinion, there is truth to it, whether we realize it or not. And I definitely see that, especially with how you're having a conversation with me. I see the truth and I hear it, and it's like I'm getting that notion to be like, okay, I have to accept it. So, yeah, that's Pastor AC for you. Don't start laughing. We can have a capitalist. But no, y'all. We are now going to transition into the reason why we are here. Fountain City Classic. So, like I said previously, for those who do not have any information on this, the 34th Fountain City Classic celebrates two rivals in the SIAC Conference, the Fort Valley State University Wildcats and the Albany State University Golden Rams. And as I said in my introduction, two HBCUs, both royal blue and old gold, one trophy, one classic. And so let's start off with this. What do you believe separates Fort Valley State from Albany State?
I'm not going to lie. The one thing that I believe, well, it's many things, first off, but I would say one of the main things is hospitality. So, and it might have been because I was a Wildcat, but let me give a background. It wasn't just because, so even before I came here, I also went to Albany State. And when I went on a visit, I promise you that was the difference because I know I might get a little backlash, but I'm a Wildcat at heart. But
I'm originally trying to promote unity, man. I'm not coming after you.
But originally, I was going to be a Golden Ram. But when I went there, I didn't feel the family vibe. I felt a whole lot of like tension there, and it was like, I don't think that's it. But long story short, another thing that separates Albany and Fort Valley is, I would say that as a community, we come together. Like,
Mm-hmm.
at Fort Valley, I can say this. One thing is, like, you want some Wildcats to rally, like, it's not hard to get that to happen. And what's one more thing? Because I'm trying to keep it real, but not be too long.
Mm-hmm.
I would say what separates us is just we're the best. Like, that's just what it comes down to. Fort Valley State is just the best, and y'all will find out this Saturday.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Y'all, Albany State, don't kill me. Don't kill him. Please. But I've never asked this question, and I'm going to ask it to you. Out of all of the chants that you have said at any event in Fort Valley State, what is your favorite chant and why?
Out of all the chants, it wouldn't be a chant, but it will be a song. So it's a song that goes like, I'm not a singer, so I'm not gonna sing at all. But I'm so glad that I go to Fort Valley. So y'all know that song. So it's like that song right there culminates the pride that comes from Wildcat pride. It's like when we score that touchdown, and like the whole, it's true unity, like across. You can look on the entire Fort Valley State University sign, like the stands, and we're all on one accord. Despite how we might feel about each other, we're all on one accord. It's like, when you go to the city classes, so Wildcats, I'm gonna need y'all to tie it up because since I've been here in 2020. COVID, we did not play. In 2021, we lost. I'm not even gonna say that score, but we got whooped pretty bad. 2022, we pulled it out, and last year we should have won, but we lost just by a couple. But this year, gotta be the year. This year, we gotta tie it.
I remember last year I made a TikTok, and I almost went semi-viral. And what did I say? I'm trying to figure it out. I said, you had one job, one assignment, and what happened? Failed. Because I saw the score when I was on Fizz. I was like, okay, we're doing good. But then all of a sudden,
it was crazy, because it was like we had it, but when you're tired, I'm a just be real, and even the football player, I've talked to them about it. No, I have talked to them about it. So
wait, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know if you did or not.
No. They're not going to take any disrespect to it. I promise you. It was just a matter of their defense was good, but our offense was also penalties killed us.
Yeah.
It was certain holding calls and different things, and that's just the game of football. But in critical moments, that can change the whole momentum of the game, right? So, it changed the whole momentum. And then once they scored that touchdown, by that time, it was like we didn't have too much time left. So, this year, we got to be, I'll say the game plan, since I want to be a coach, I say the game plan is minimize penalties, convert the first downs, and then also, tackling with. Say last year we did a pretty good job of that, but once we got tired, it got to be all 4 quarters because in a rivalry game, a record does not matter. Literally, if y'all watched this past weekend, Florida Georgia, I'm a Georgia fan, but Florida had us for that first half, but in the second half we came back, and that's why I'm saying we could have them in the first half, but if we don't keep the foot on the gas pedal in the game, which means we don't keep on scoring, we don't keep on being consistent, we're going to end up losing that game. And we need to win as well because if we win, then we reach the SIAC championship for the first time since 2016.
Okay, history fact. Okay. But also, I know nothing about football, so I'm feeling educated today. Okay, because I knew when you say first down, I was like, what do that mean? All I know is 10 set 2 hike, throw the ball, field goal.
It's a lot more than that.
Oh my God.
It's a lot more than
No, hey, I know nothing, and I will own up to that. For the football fans on here, I'm sorry, but I just don't know. Will I ever know? Probably, but just not today. So going back to that moment, what do you feel was the most gut-wrenching moment at 84, not Fort, my bad, y'all. Fountain City Classic game?
Gut-wrenching. What would be the most gut-wrenching? I would say the most gut-wrenching moment was last year, because how it happened was their quarterback, he had like rolled out and he had hurdled one of our players to score a touchdown. Oh. And it was like, if you know a hurdle, you know, like regardless of the height, it's like it's hard to convert because like a player is taught naturally, like in football, to keep their helmet up and like look up. But he did everything tackling wise perfect, but the quarterback just jumped up. And once he landed in the end zone, and it was the way he did it, it was like he did like a front flip into the end zone.
I heard that, so but I didn't think it was real.
No, that was real. Like I saw it with my own eyes.
Oh, wow.
And so it was like, when I say that, the momentum changed to their side because it was like I said, we had him. But once he did that, it was like everybody was shocked. Like, even on our side, like, we was like, whoa. And like at that time, like, it was just not enough. But I would say the most thrilling victory since during my time was so he's on the Green Bay Packers now, Emmanuel Wilson. That was our running back. So in 2022, it was before you got here, but he helped us to that 31-21 win, and he had the last touchdown in that game. It was like from the 30-yard line out. So basically 30 yards to the end zone. Our quarterback, KD, he's still the quarterback now. He handed it off to him, and it was like, E-Man, if you know him, he could run you straight over, but his footwork is beautiful. So he made that 1-2 cut, and he bounced off of our right tackle, which I know right tackle is the right side of the offensive line.
Okay.
The guy that's blocking out basically. He bounced off of our right tackle, and he ran into the end zone, and the crowd just went crazy because we knew at that point we had sealed the game, and that was thrilling because it was like, had we not got cheated that previous week to Savannah State, then we would have made the SIAC championship. But the Rails, if they go back and look at that, they know that Savannah State player did not catch that touchdown. But it's all good though. Sometimes God, everything works out in God's time. So I have confidence that this is the year that we reach the SIAC championship and win the SIAC championship.
All right, Fort Valley State. You got somebody banking on you. And I ain't talking parlays, because ain't no money. Stamp that. But before we end this out, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay. And I need you to be honest, but not shady.
All right.
What do you think will happen this Fountain City Classic and the gold question of them all? Who do you think is bound to win the 34th Fountain City Classic on Saturday, November 9th?
So, I believe it's going to be a good competitive game, but I honestly believe that we're going to win the football game 21-17. I'll give...
You're giving numbers.
21-17.
Now, if I see that score, I'm going to send you a picture. I'm going to be like, did you know this?
Okay. All right, I got you.
Okay.
I believe it's going to be 21-17. And let me tell you this. Our defense, that Blue Devil defense, shout out to them. I'm not going to give specifics because I don't know everybody's name, but y'all know y'all my boys. Shout out to them. I see them Saturday in, Saturday out against some of the best competition. Holdies, offense that are scoring 40 plus to 20 points, which in college football is good because it's an air raid game now. But also our offense, I believe, is gonna, do what they need to do. We have improved on the offensive line. Like going to the games, I've seen the offensive line play improve. So yeah, we're gonna win 21-17. It's gonna be a highly emotional game. But y'all come out. It's gonna be, a lot to celebrate if you're a Wildcat. If you're going around, not so much, but it just sucks to suck. So y'all heard it here first. And when it happens, come talk to me.
We gonna have a moment of silence because I was not expecting that. Let me get it on there, right? You said, and I quote, 21-17. You also said it's gonna be an emotional game. He might know something. And y'all gonna hear it here first. If the score is exactly that, I don't know what I do. I don't know. I gotta think. Cause you had me in for a second. I was like, he's giving the whole plays, he giving the whole lowdown. And I know everybody gonna be biased about their school, but if he's correct, y'all, we can give him a thank you. But we not gonna hold on to it yet. We just gonna let it happen. We ain't gonna bank on it. But with that being said, it's been an honor interviewing you. I really do appreciate this. And like I said, the fact that you wanted to be on here and that he chased me down says a lot. And the fact that, you enjoyed yourself is more than grateful to me. So I just want to give you a big thank you. Most importantly, a thank you for your words of wisdom. And most importantly, just speaking out on everything. And most importantly, being authentic, which shows not only just your character, but where you are in life and how humble and mature you are. Because a lot of people, in no shade to other podcast hosts, yeah, honestly, a lot of y'all go on these podcasts and y'all feel like y'all get vindicated, but honestly, he's already been vindicated because of God. And that says a lot. And y'all know, I love me some God and Jesus. I do. But when I tell y'all, looking at him and hearing what he says, everything that he says is intentional, and y'all should most definitely not only just have him talk to you about certain things in life, but most importantly, understand that with everything comes a teaching lesson. And with that being said, Fountain City Classic is on the horizon, and you heard it here first. AC believes that the Fort Valley State University, who's also, as y'all do know, today is November 5th and Vote Day. Tomorrow is Founders Day. Am I right, though?
You are.
Okay, I'm right.
But we're having the ceremony on Thursday, though. But she is right.
Got it. Yeah. Got you. Because I'm like, okay, I don't want nobody coming for me saying, "Hi, Secretary, you don't know me." I know my Founders Day. Thank you. Y'all can't get me today. Stamp that. But no, seriously, thank you so much for coming on here. And although I have not done this in a long time, I definitely feel as if I have to start. For anybody who wants to talk to AC or just in any way, shape, or form, can you give them any form of socials or whatever you like?
So my IG is ots.ac, and I'm even intentional with that because OTS stands for On Top Soon. So it's just a motto I always have. I'll be on top soon. I don't mean on top of the world. I mean mindset-wise, being able to help others out. Because it's just so important. Why have all this wisdom if I'm not giving it out to those who really need it, or those who even want to talk to me? That's my IG. Facebook is Adrian Cunningham Jr., but I don't think none of y'all really.
You can pull out the Facebook.
Just in case they want to reach out to me. But
no shade. No shade to anybody got Facebook. No shade to you. I ain't got it, so I don't know.
But yeah, just hit me up on IG, OTS.AC. I would love to talk about anything because I love to help, anybody out And I just want to see everybody be great, because we all have potential, but if we're not using it correctly, then it gets wasted and it gets passed on to somebody else for somebody else to use the same talent that God gave you, but you didn't know how to store it correctly. So I don't want that story. So hit me up.
Just like that, what do we say? Stamp that. Yeah, we're not using clap that no more. We're using stamp that. Yeah. But most importantly, thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first ever special. Without, of course, God, this would not be possible. To the American and Global Beauty League, not only from America, but Jamaica, all the way to Italy. I love y'all. Because, yeah, I did not expect for almost about to be a year of People's Princess Podcast, which December 27th, 2024 is 1 year, which is crazy. A whole bunch of stories have been told, whether from my perspective or other perspectives that have been here, whether from Fort Valley State University or even just outside of this. It's very important that we not only celebrate, but we support all Black creatives, whether it's from the sports field, medical field, fashion, podcasts, like anybody that deserves their shine deserves to have it. And this is a call for anybody who wants their story to be heard. It is officially time for me to open the doors for anybody who would love to come on here. Make sure to email me at amayakai83@gmail.com, or you can also DM my podcast page, socials at People's Princess Podcast, and let's get it going. But most importantly, this has truly been an amazing episode, and if those stats come true, I might hold on to. But also, most importantly, this has truly been a brand new and insightful conversation, which is only held here on the People's Princess Podcast, the only home for those intimate and intentional conversations, surely to make you feel like royalty, hosted by me, Amaya Kai, the HPIC, and I believe I'm the youngest African-American solo female podcast host. Yeah. But overall, thank you guys so much. And without further ado, we will see you guys Saturday, November 9th, 2024 at the 34th Fountain City Classic, located in Columbus, Georgia at the AC, what's the last name?
AJ McClung.
Oh!
AJ McClung.
Don't get
Memorial.
I just,
no. It's okay.
But once again, this has been a brand new episode of the People's Princess Podcast. And if you learned something, go ahead to make sure that you rate it 5 stars, of course. Comment, and most importantly, if you or a loved one is suffering from anything, do not hesitate to talk to anybody. Me and my team are dedicated to not only making sure everybody gets heard, but we address any concerns. If you guys have any topics you all want to talk about, go ahead and give it to me. I am more than welcome to talk about it. And also, like I said, if you want to be a guest, more information will be posted on all of my socials. And if you ain't know, get right with Jesus. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. What's been said ain't got to be, I don't know how to quote. Do you know it?
What's she trying to say?
What's said ain't got to be on. I don't know what it is.
You saying basically you're trying to say is what's understood doesn't have to be explained?
There it is. Yeah. Say it one more time.
What's understood does not have to be explained.
Exactly. And also, most importantly, free Palestine, free every country that is a part of genocide right now. And also, please make sure to donate to each and every creative that is a part of those countries, because they 100% need our support. And also, most importantly, be sure to tune in on all streaming platforms, as we are going higher and higher on every platform, all the way from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Amazon Music. I'm everywhere. Google me. But no, seriously, thank y'all so much for joining us on the People's Princess Podcast. I'm your host, Amaya Kai, and I'm letting y'all know it's been a wrap at the palace, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.